On this week's show...
Nice. Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's how I feel. Fucking Star Trek Discovery.
And we talk about Anthem. Yeah, that's about it.
And I talk about a TV show that's not named after a scary dildo, The Punisher.
Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers, geezers, vigilantes, disposed Klingon council members, people who fall in love with robots, people who pretend to be robots whilst pretending to be Iron Man, and people who get punished. It's this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast. And as always on these podcasting journeys, Captain Birdseye, as I lovingly refer to him, it's Nigel. How are your fishy fingers?
I don't know what you're implying.
I'm not saying anything. I just thought it sounded funny.
What I get up to with my wife is none of your biz.
I didn't say anything about your wife. I was talking about your boating company and how you
hang on,
farm the sea fish.
We've got him there, right? Because you can now bribe him. If you don't want to be sleeping in the spare room tonight, give us both a tenner, or we'll play this to your missus.
Oh dear.
Right, she knows I'm joking.
And a man who actually described himself as a pink blancmange recently, with no help from me, which was the fun part. It's Keith. Hello, Keith.
Hi. I look like a fucking pink blancmange. She dressed me up as one. For the folks at home, so that you might understand this. I went to a wedding, but it's because I live in Thailand. It's a Thai wedding, and they do. It's fucking weird as fuck. But they basically have two ceremonies. They have a stupidly early morning one where I have to be up at like 4:30 in the fucking morning, and I have to get up and dress in traditional Thai wear. And then the afternoon, the evening affair is more of a traditional Western style thing with a wedding dress and all that kind of stuff. But in the morning, I was in traditional Thai wear, and my wife had got all of this stuff made and synced up, and it was pink, and I looked like a giant pink blancmange.
At first glance, I thought you and your missus were wearing matching dresses.
Yeah, I thought you were matching dresses too.
They were the trousers.
Hi
were
guys.
Hi guys. the dress it was synced because you see many couples in Thailand wearing the same clothes. I think that's an Asian thing actually, because I've seen it in other Asian countries as well. It's a cutesy thing, but the amount of times I see it and you want to slap these guys.
I've had the same with my missus.
Yeah.
You know, she bought two t-shirts exactly the same, and she'd like us to wear the same. It's like, okay, just this once. Keeps the peace.
Yes. Yeah.
It's only happened once.
I was going to say, when we have date night, my wife makes me wear a matching bra.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I haven't. To be honest with you, I'm quite manly up top. It's just my massive gut. So let's get on with the show, for fuck's sake, before we go down a path that we can't return from.
Where did we go again?
Let's talk about. Should we do Discovery first?
You haven't actually done the rundown yet. You know that because we've been talking.
Oh, okay. I'm sure I did the rundown.
No, you didn't.
No,
Okay,
no.
you guys distracted me about fucking pink blancmanges and shit. Okay, we're going to be talking about Discovery, Orville, Anthem, and The Punisher. So, it's Discovery. I've decided. You made me do the rundown. I've got like a question mark next to which topic, so we're doing Discovery. So,
you're going to have to shut me up on this one, because I could sit here and talk for a fucking hour about this one. It got me so fucking riled.
I've started looking at Discovery as something that isn't Star Trek, and that really helps when watching it.
Really?
We came up Did you hear the new term that we came up with last week?
No, go on. Remind me.
I know.
Yes,
No?
yes, I did remember this. Yes, I remember you talking about
In
this.
name only. I know.
But
Oh yeah,
it's-
I know. Yeah.
So that's a term I want to kind of get out there because
even
it's very
as a
appropriate.
non-Star Trek show, so take all the canon violations out of it, and I mean the massive canon violations of this week's episode, it's still a preachy bullshit woke piece of crap where women are brilliant, men are crap. That's basically what the message is for this show. You know, they positively affirm Tilly in the space of a minute 3 fucking times,
right.
right?
Hang on a
And
second.
Mikey Burnham
Let-
saves the
let's-
world all the time.
Hold on a second. Let's just explain what happened with Tilly so Nigel can understand the frustration because my
Okay.
wife did a half marathon today and I can tell you it didn't turn out like it did in fucking Discovery.
So
The first things first is the Discovery, or Disco as it's lovingly referred to, had disco lighting while the cadets were doing a half marathon around the ship. So they imagine they probably did like 10 laps around the ship, so around the circular section of the ship. And somehow Tilly, who is larger than me, yeah, not a small person, larger than me, managed to beat all the other cadets, especially a rather slender-looking, very fit-looking Asian guy, right? Who looked like if it was me and him running, yeah, he would have passed me 3 times before I got anywhere.
But
which I found really odd.
yeah, but it wasn't even that. She stopped. She was running with them. She was kind of a little bit behind them. She stops, talks to this god awful ghost character, worst acting I've ever seen anywhere. Woman, and then she manages to catch up in the space of like 30 seconds and pass the guy with 0 body fat. The guy looked like a fucking marathon runner, right? And then we get, "Oh, you're amazing" from Mikey Burnham. We get what's his face saying how wonderful and amazing she is, and somebody else, all in the space of 3 fucking minutes. I mean,
What I would have preferred is if she saw that person and then she'd have just run down this corridor screaming. Because that would have made more sense. If she would have just gone, and it would have been funny too, because you'd have seen her going, "Ah!" And then the other runners would have stopped to go, "What the fuck?" as she passed them. That would have made more sense. And it would have been funny and entertaining. And then you could turn around and go, Saru could have turned around and goes, not quite the finesse we were expecting for an officer, but if a battle cry works, a battle cry works. That would have been a bit more believable, shall we say.
You see, the thing is, what Discovery's done this season so far is I actually quite like Tilly. In the first season, she was comic relief probably from something else. But now I can't stand her. And that's Discovery. It's the writer's fault. Because there is no fucking way on God's green earth that this girl should be anywhere near the bridge of a starship. I mean, seriously. She has got going to pass any psych test that would put you, that would, here, I'm going to put 250, 300 or however many personnel the Disco's got in your hands. You're responsible for them. Nobody in their fucking right mind is going to do that. Right? Set that aside. You know, every time the universe has got a fucking problem, Mikey Burnham solves it. A guy who is on like the other side of the fucking Alpha Quadrant in the middle of Kronos, he's got a problem. Who does he call? The agony aunt of the universe, fucking Mikey Burnham.
Hang on a second, because I watched that scene and I went to myself, "Hello, this is Clem Fandango, can you hear me?" Because it's the actor who plays him. So it's the first thing that entered my head. This is Clem Fandango, can you hear me? And she went, "Yes, I can hear you." Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. But the right. Hang on a second. Right. The Klingons are a warrior race. Yeah. Aren't they? Last time I checked, they were a warrior race. Even in the previous series of Discovery, they were a warrior race. They kind of butchered them because before they were kind of like a Viking style thing, but with houses. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that's how I saw the Klingons. And now, for some reason, instead of just murdering the Empress or Emperor or the person in charge and just taking control like they would in all previous series of Star Trek, all 15 years of fucking Klingon canon.
I know you're going with this.
We need a fucking signature and a bit of paper. When did bureaucracy take over the fucking Klingon Empire?
I know.
The Klingons never had fucking bureaucracy.
Well, kind of. I mean, DS9 played on it because Gowron became quite a bureaucratic leader and eventually got fucking offed by Worf because of it.
But he wasn't. He wasn't like that bureaucratic.
No.
It was.
But it's.
Worf? Hang on a second. Didn't Worf do him in?
Yeah, and became.
He finished.
He tried. Well, they awarded him, but then he gave it to
Martok.
Martok. Yeah.
Because that's how it works in the Klingon Empire. Yeah. If this was the thing. Do you remember the episode with Riker when he was on a Klingon ship and he turned around and said, "What happens is if a new leader comes in, the one underneath challenges that person. If the person fails to live up to the challenge, he usually offs them and he gets promoted. That sounds like a very good career path to follow. So there's always opportunity, which is great. Secondly, also, make sure the weaker candidates, say like Tilly, could you imagine Tilly comes in second aboard a fucking bird of prey? The rules, love. Stab, dead. I got promoted! Woohoo!
You wouldn't get promoted for that because it would be seen as there's no honour in killing Tilly. But I mean, it's just everything about this. This is the worst episode of Discovery by a fucking country mile. Everything was wrong with this. I mean, Burnham's comment going, "Oh, I can see the Klingons are growing your hair again." Oh, fuck off! Stop trying to do fan appeasal because why would she even say that? Why would she even say that? We're letting the fans know that we've heard your complaints about the fucking Klingons not looking anything like fucking Klingons. And then this week we get a guy vaguely looking like a fucking Klingon who gets offed almost immediately. He kind of looks like that. Go on.
He looks like he's got a melty face. He's like a Klingon that's face is melted.
He looks like a Klingon that's shagged a Tellarite. Because if you ever watched, if you know what Tellarites are, go and look at a Tellarite. That guy looked like a Tellarite crossed with a fucking. That was the love child. I'm really geeky, but he was. He was. It was. And let's not forget that Mikey Burnham hurt Spock's feelings. He's a fucking Vulcan.
I don't. Oh my god.
And where is Spock's brother Cyborg? Where the fuck is Cyborg? Anybody in the writers' room ever heard of Cyborg? No. Okay.
I brought him up a couple of weeks back.
And not to mention, casually throwing it in there that Spock kills 3 people. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you know what the most frustrating thing about it is? Right? The actor who I criticised massively because I couldn't stand the actor because he never spoke in that bloody god-awful Marvel fucking whatever it was, that awful show. What was it called? Oh god, I've forgotten it now. It was that
plenty of awful.
Inhumans, right? Inhumans.
Okay.
Anson Mount.
Yeah.
He, as Captain Pike, is actually quite good, and I really want to see a series with him as the lead captain because I actually think he could be a really good Star Trek captain. And
do you know what? Right, hang on a second. I thought about this. Yeah, if I were casting a new series of Star Trek, who would I have as captain? Do you know who would have as captain?
Go on.
Tim Allen.
That could
Galaxy Quest guy. He'd be fucking great.
That could work.
And I'd have as the XO. I'd have John C. McGintley. He'd be great as fucking CO.
Yeah. But it's never going to work because you've got no women, mate.
Oh no, just those two. We can then go through and have fucking Ronda Rousey as the security chief because she's fucking awesome.
It just God. I after that hour I went, what was that? We've had. Look, don't get me wrong. I've had complaints about the last 2 Star Trek Discovery episodes. Last week's was a reasonable, almost Star Trek-like episode. So I thought, okay, there's people bitching about this show, and although some of it is deserved, and I completely understand it because people are fed of the politics, it hasn't been as bad as some people are making out. This was a fucking abomination. I mean, if they were trying to win back the fans, what they have done is actually in one episode they have done what Star Wars has recently done, and they have fucked it completely. I mean, there's rumors running around at the moment it's being cancelled. If their experiment,
hang on a second, if you run $50 million over budget, that's like 150% of the money spent. I think you deserve to be cancelled because you can't be trusted with fucking money.
If the rumours are true, they spent $50 million reshooting episodes 1 to 5. That's what they spent. That's what the ones that had the extensive reshoots on it. Because those were the episodes that the original showrunners were in charge of. And then when they brought in What's-His-Face, they reshot most of these episodes. So this is entirely Kurtzman. But it doesn't end there. You heard about the fact that they put this on YouTube. They put the first episode on YouTube. They didn't try and drive traffic to CBS. They didn't say, right, we're giving you free access on CBS, all access for the first episode for anyone. Anyone can come in and watch the first episode for free. No, they put it on YouTube, right? It's had, you can look at the dislikes on this, right? Look at the views. And you look at the dislikes, and then you look at some of the stats, like, Nigel's been showing me all the clever YouTube stats. It's people, the views don't even represent how many people are watching it, because it's people that have been fucking leaving comments and coming back to see what people have said about the comments. But apparently this is CBS new management basically finding out what people really think, because they've been lied to left, right and centre. Because what I didn't know until this week was that Bad Robot, or Bad Reboot, as people are calling them on YouTube, which I love, are the ones that are making quite a bit of money out of this. So obviously they're doing everything they can to protect it. But no, Discovery's going down the pan. And I hope it does. And I hope CBS listen to the fans and then go, right, Kurtzman, fuck off. And we're going to carry on with the Picard series, because we know, and we're going to get somebody decent like Brandon Braga, or what's his face?
Ronald D. Moore.
D. Moore. That's the one. That's the one I mean. Bring him back and then bump. You have got your... Yeah, Brandon Braga is... Ronald D. Moore is doing Orville as well, yeah.
No, Ronald D. Moore's not doing Orville. Ronald D. Moore was Battlestar.
It's Brandon Braga. It's one of the original Star
Trek. Brandon Braga is doing Orville.
Orville, yeah.
He's he's the executive producer. He's the one who's making it look like old school Star Trek, because he could do that shit in his sleep.
But... I mean, I don't know what you... I get you. And then that fucking final scene. Oh, Jesus, that bugged the shit out of me. Don't get me wrong. I quite like to see a Section 31 series. I like the idea of that. I think that's quite cool, right? Just not by these people. But that fucking bridge, that is not a Starship bridge. That is not a Star Trek bridge. It didn't even remotely look like a fucking Star Trek bridge. To me, it looked like something off The Expanse. You said it was something off Mass Effect?
Mass Effect looked like the Normandy.
Right.
The way it was set out, because it was set out like the submarine kind of, where it's all elongated. But here comes a twist. When The Expanse got cancelled, they sold some sets to Star Trek Discovery. Yeah. I can only find a couple of posts in Reddit and something that a guy called Doomcock said.
I watched Doomcock.
It does look like one of the bridge of the Earth destroyers, shall we say? But with better lighting. That's all I can say. It's got better lighting on it.
No, of course it has. They've got to be spending the fucking 150 million somewhere. But this is the thing, right? And there's other rumours that Paramount and CBS are going to merge again, which means that you can actually make a Picard show that isn't 25% different, and you can actually have old characters in there. Like you could bring back Worf, you could bring in a few other things.
Have you heard that the Picard series will feature Picard, but it was never a Starfleet captain?
I've heard that rumor, but they won't do that.
That's a good... No, I'm not putting anything past these fucking idiots.
Yes, but I don't think these fucking idiots are going to be able to carry on. I genuinely don't, because I think the YouTube thing is a telling tale. of what's going on. I think the people in CBS, because the other interesting thing is CBS renewed all their big, CBS All Access renewed all their big shows this week. Discovery was not in that renewal. So they've given another season to The Good Fight before the current season's even fucking aired, right? So they're that confident in it. So nothing on Discovery. That Discovery's gone. It's gone. It's gone. The fans fucking hate it. I can't find anybody that actually genuinely really, really likes it. I think that the people who have said it's good in the past, I think it's a Phantom Menace effect. I think it's people willing it to be good, but it just isn't, because it's the same shit writing and Hollywood obsession with fucking making women the best in the world and all men subservient. So you've got Mikey fucking Berman mansplaining fucking everything to everyone, and there's nothing wrong with that, apparently.
I'm trying to think of like other TV shows and stuff where you've got characters and that. And one of my favourite female characters in a TV show is Carter from Stargate Atlantis and SG-1. But saying that, if you watch her in the very first episode of Stargate, she could be described as what was the guy that used the term thunder cunt. Because she comes in and she does all this shit, but after a while, I think the actress was like, no, this isn't going to work. And so the producers thought that too, and they toned it down, and they just made her and just let her be stuff. Because, like, if she comes up with an explanation, it's usually because she goes, well, we've observed this and this, and I think it might be this, And she doesn't say, it is this with 100% thingy and corrects people. She says, there's a chance that it's this, I recommend we go down this route, which is a bit more than, and then fucking O'Neill would make some snarky comment. That's always where it went, and then they'd follow on with that. But she is the Burnham character, and now Tilly is turning into the same character as Burnham. Is a terrible character who you do want to flush out fucking airlock.
But
seriously.
But it's all these people going how great they are and how wonderful they are, and this is what makes writing now so bad, because it I'm sorry, people don't buy it. And it's not because we're, misogynists. It's not because we don't like women. It's because these characters are badly written by people that don't understand women. That's the problem.
They don't understand characters because a character needs to struggle in order to be interesting. They need to make mistakes. They need to make mistakes, and they need to go through a journey where they make a mistake, they understand what the mistake is, then they rectify the mistake, and then they move on. And they don't make the same mistake twice. And if they do make the same mistake twice, it's a really big fucking deal. And then they throw themselves into self-doubt, which makes them interesting. But with Burnham, it's... Dude, I would have vaporized her. I'm not joking. It would have been like, hang on a second. And what I don't understand is everyone seems to forget that she caused a fucking war.
Yeah, I know.
It's why should I listen to you? I don't want to sound wrong or anything, darling, but you caused a war and thousands of people are dead because of you.
You stupid cow. I mean,
if you think you're clever, you're fucking not. Piss off. Sorry.
I mean, there was another thing this week just to show what's going on. I mean, I saw, because Doctor Who season 12 started filming this week, and I saw an article, and it made me so angry that the line was, Doctor Who goes into production of season 12 again with its first heroine. Its first heroine.
Mark,
yeah.
Didn't
exactly.
she do last series? Even by their own standards, she did last series.
No, it goes into production. I saw something like its first heroine for. It was implying that she was the first heroine Doctor Who has ever had, right? So that's what it was saying. The very first fucking episode of Doctor Who had a heroine in it. The very first one, the 1960s episode. The granddaughter does heroic stuff. The very first episode of Doctor Who. Jesus fucking... Oh, it's driving me mad. Anyway, I want to talk about something more positive. Because we went from one of the worst episodes Discovery's ever produced to one of the best episodes of the Orville has ever produced. I fucking loved this episode.
I don't know if it's the best one, but it was a very good one. Because the last, what was it? The one where the captain finds out that the bird he's been with is a traitor and she's really a krill. I thought that was really good because they did what Star Trek Discovery tried to do and failed, and they achieved it much better because you watched it and you watched all the stuff happen and you forgot. And then all of a sudden they spring it on you and you're like, oh shit, that makes lots of sense now. So I don't know. I kind of maybe it's personal preference thing, but it was a really lovely episode, and I cheered Nigel up yesterday because I showed him that he could get 1 week behind us the Orville. So he was like, "Oh, it's so sweet," and he's taking screen grabs and stuff. That was interesting because. It was the whole premise was that Dr. Finn, I keep wanting to call her Dr. Quinn, and Isaac kind of developed a weird relationship, and they kind of acknowledged that, and it was nice the way they did it because what's his mush? Isaac's always going on about how he's just collecting data on people, and it turned around. He said, "I'll be honest with you. I've kind of my algorithms and stuff are dependent on your presence, for me to function correctly." And he makes a mistake and whatnot, and it's really lovely. But there were some good bits in it. You had Norm Macdonald who played Japhet, who's the Blob, and you actually got to see him.
Yeah, that was good. So
yeah, that was funny because you always hear Norm's voice, but. You don't get to see him, so he's the blob, the green blob thing that he runs through in the very first episode.
Yeah, but who is he? I don't know which bloke he is though.
Oh, you're not going to see that until probably Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yes, we got Norm Macdonald on it, and the guy you actually got to see the actor who plays Isaac without the costume and stuff on. And it's really weird because it does genuinely feel like Next Generation, I'd say.
Yeah, it does.
More than anything else, and it was lovely. It was really lovely because it was like we kind of got feelings for each other and whatnot. And the kid playing the piano at the beginning was quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, who was the conductor? He's famous, and he's somebody. That conductor, he was English.
Yeah, that was good because the music and everything in it was good. Oh God, who was he now?
Very safe. Very safe. Very Seth MacFarlane though. The soundtrack. But I liked how they were doing interesting shots and pullaways on the ship this week as well. They obviously spent a bit of this Orville's budget was spent this week on new effects and new sort of cutaways from the ship. That was pretty good. But I like how the episode ended, and I liked the explanation. The explanation at the end made sense. It didn't just sound like something shoehorned in there to try and make the relationship work. It genuinely made sense. Even on a technical level, it made sense. And I just thought, well, what a nice episode. I mean, the week before, it was a good episode until towards the end. The ending felt rushed. But this week, it was just such a breath of fresh air. I mean, I watched that after I watched Discovery, and I just went, it's not even any fucking competition here. And the bit where what's his face turned up with a tash. Fucking love that bit.
I love that because they were saying, Gordon, you're not allowed to talk to boys. We've had this conversation before. I thought that was quite amusing. He said, I want a mustache. Okay, we'll see what we can do. See if we can sort out your hair follicles and whatnot. But who said about mustache? Or Gordon said he made a very convincing case. The conductor was a guy called Mark Graham.
That rings a bell. God.
He's just a conductor. He's done quite a lot of stuff. He does the music on Orville, believe it or not.
There you go.
So that was quite a nice thing. It's like, we'll get you on the show. Come over. He's done he helped out with Avengers. He's done Family Guy too. So he's done quite a bit. So yeah, it's just to kind of put it through, but it was nice, and everything made sense, and yeah, it was good. Apart from I would have got a bit pissed off if someone would have made it rain on the bridge. Because he made it rain on the bridge to try and convince her that he wanted to get back together, and that was like, because she missed. Sorry, Nigel. They had a conversation where the robot's talking to the medic, and he turns around and says, "Oh, what do you miss about Earth?" And she turns around and goes, "Rain." And he goes, "I used to love sitting on the porch and watching a big old thunderstorm and this, that, and the other." So it gets back to the end where he's kind of broken up with her. And the bit where he's sitting, she comes back to her quarters, and he's sitting in the quarters wearing like a vest and boxer shorts.
Oh, you know.
And he's like, "Where's my dinner?" And she's like, "You don't eat." He's trying to understand human relationships, and it's like, "Oh, I need to break up."
Yeah.
So
then,
he just...
No. The best bit is when he goes, "He looks like you've eaten too many dinners," or something like that. And she explodes at him and goes, there's going to be a comment about this. This is going to... Well, the fucking feminists are going to be all over this, because he turns around and goes, "Are you on your period?" This is so refreshing. It was funny. That was the thing. It was funny. It's not meant to be anti-feminist or anything, because he was doing... It was just very funny. Yeah. But I have to say, that final scene that you just mentioned, kudos to the set designers, because it really was raining on that set.
Yeah. As I said, if I was the British, I was like, "You need to fucking clear this shit up now, Isaac." And you've got to check every single sodding panel. Do you know how many people will lose to exploding panels? Yeah, it was really good. I
was going to say tonight, she's got some good episodes coming up. You've got some enjoyable, because you're 2 episodes in. You've got 4 reasonably decent episodes coming up.
I've enjoyed them so far.
Yeah, it's been
both episodes.
I mean, the next one it's okay, but it's got some Star Trek alumni in it. So, but then I've enjoyed this season. I have enjoyed this season of the Orville. I hope it gets a 3rd season. I'm
enjoying it too. I must remember to watch it on TV, so their viewing figures are higher.
Yeah.
So, because I don't want them to disappear. Because I've been doing it on the Dodge, and it was like, I should really try and watch it when it comes on, expecting it to be on in September. And then I looked at it, and it's like, it's on fucking now. It's like, sweet. Only a week behind. Not great, but still good. So yeah. Okay. All right. Nigel and I played a demo yesterday. And the demo was a game called Anthem on the PS4 and on the Xbox One and on PC, not the Switch, Keith. And we played a demo of it, and I'll describe it as like this: it's like if you were Iron Man and you were in an RPG, what would it be like? And it would be like Anthem. BioWare are trying to do their version of Destiny for EA, and story-wise, for presentation for the story bit, I know Nigel wasn't too keen on it. It had more fucking story in that demo than 2 games of fucking Destiny. Yeah, so where it comes down to, it's like, I could tell you about the Great War, but I'm not gonna. But why not? Am I not worthy? It's like, no. Don't I need a reason to fight? No. You'll be fine. So we played that. I think it was. I wasn't looking forward to Anthem or anything, but I played the demo. I liked the demo. It showed a lot of potential, but it's missing a bit of polish. So I'm going to ask Nigel what his thoughts were.
Gameplay was alright. The flying around was decent. Good controls. Enjoyed most of it, except the bit when you're walking around out of your suit, because you're walking, like slow walking, and I'd rather be, jogging from place to place. I ain't got time to fucking sit there and walk at a snail's pace to go talk to somebody who's then going to tell me to go talk to somebody else, who's then going to tell me to go back to that person and talk. Let me fucking run or choose to run. That's the thing that pisses me off, because I like to do things a little bit, quicker in the game. I want to get there. Okay, I'll jog. Not, okay, I've got to go over there. It's at the other side of the map, and I'm going to walk fucking slowly. And you're sitting there going, oh my god, this is fucking ridiculous. That actually did piss me off. To the point where I was thinking, is there any point even doing these quests? Even though the quests are decent, when you get there, the conversation's good, the story's good, etc, etc. It's getting there, walking there. I haven't got the patience for it. The only reason why I had the patience is because Gareth was talking to me. Pass the time.
It wasn't that bad.
I hated it because I couldn't jog. I hate the fact that you're limited to...
No,
just
shit out of me
walking.
in games.
Right, hang on a second. Nigel, out of all the problems that Anthem's got, that is near the bottom, because there are some other issues that it's got which kind of push it up towards the top. And me and you noticed this, and one of them was we had a boss battle with a drone, like a, I don't know, dreadnought drone thing,
a fucking crane or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and it kept on spawning in like hundreds of enemies. We must have gone through about a good 100 or so enemies between the four of us in our little group, and there wasn't enough ammo.
No,
we were both finding
it barely
that we were running
dropped
out
any
of
ammo.
ammunition.
It would drop a fair amount of health points to pick up, so you could replenish your health. However, typically the health would drop right in the middle where all the fucking things are shooting at you from. So, because they drop where you kill someone. Yeah? And typically the ones around the edge that follow you around the edge in your hidey holes, they wouldn't drop anything, but the bits in the middle would. So in order to stay alive, you had to try and chance it and try and duck in there and get some health. But obviously you would die fairly often. I think we must have redone it 3 times. I think on the 3rd time we managed to do it.
We did it 3 times because the people we were working with didn't realise that you need to kind of revive each other so you don't have to repeat the fucking level. Then they twigged, and then all of a sudden it was like, if we work together, we might win. It's like, that's how it works.
Fucking, that's why we were in a group of 4. You fucking dolt. Yeah, that was a bit annoying that we couldn't tell them, like, fucking revive us or whatever. They were just basically playing solo, but with us and following us. Surely they knew. But in the end, we defeated it, although it was ridiculous. The amount of things that it was spawning. Obviously, it's meant to get harder the more life you take off this big boss, which is, reasonable. But to the point where it was almost impossible, we managed to do it in the end. By the skin of our teeth. One of the guys went down, and Gareth went down, and the other guy went down. The other 2 weren't attempting to revive each other still. I went in, I revived the person just underneath where Gareth had died, and jumped up, managed to revive Gareth, and by that point, the other guy, he's fucked off somewhere else, he's not helping it. So I went over and revived the other bloke. And only because I did that did we carry on, because if I didn't revive one of them and I died, we'd have to restart the scenario again. And that's what it was like. If you work together, it'll work much better.
But here came the funny thing: is we leveled up and we got a ton of new weapons and whatnot.
And a new javelin, they call them.
Yeah, the javelins. So we got that. I used the standard one, and you used one. What was it called? Stormbringer or something? Storm version.
Storm? Yeah.
Anyway, we found one of these like dreadnought mech things in the wild, and the 2 of us took it down incredibly quickly in comparison. It was roughly the same level as the one that we got, and we pasted that motherfucker quickly
with our new javelins. Yeah. We didn't even have to come up with any tactics then. I think we had leveled up a tiny bit, like 1 level, but we'd got our new Titans, as it were, which was nice. We decimated it and got drops, and we were like, yeah, cool. That's the same thing as what we struggled with those two guys.
But I found it quite amazing.
The same stuff.
It took about 5 minutes for us.
Yeah.
But and it was weird because it was spawning in a ton of people. But saying that, because we could get up above them, we could shoot the big bastards who had the flamethrowers in the back. It's very weird because you play and you feel like Iron Man. It does. It makes you feel like you're Iron Man. It's great because you jump up and then you click down on the stick and then you all of a sudden go into like vertical flight mode and you're just like flying around. And it's weird because the levels are like they've got some depth and height to them, which makes it a bit more interesting. Because the downside is that because the levels weren't all unlocked, I was flying into zones where it was like, no, you can't come here. We're going to respawn you back. And shit.
Yeah. In the demo, I expect it's all open. In the real game, it was fairly decent. Combat seemed to be decent enough, apart from that bug with the metal thing, and I think when you shot something, it did feel like you were doing damage. You reckon it was similar to Borderlands on that respect?
Yeah. Because in Borderlands, when you shoot things, it has to like the numbers pop out of it as you're hitting it. So you know how much damage you're doing. So it's like it's funny because when I use the sniper rifle, it always come up and say like 2,064 damage for a shot. But I'm using that the regular machine gun. It's like 31 per bullet. So that was good. But the problem I think is that it needs fine tuning. Just a lot of fine tuning. About 3 months worth of fine tuning. But the game's due out in 2 weeks. So it's not going to happen. So it's a case of you're going to have to wait for like fucking 5 patches worth of stuff to come through, which is annoying. It's weird because certain bits of it felt like Mass Effect Andromeda and Borderlands, and it felt very influenced by lots of other things.
Destiny, obviously, because of the shooting mechanics, I would say. And we mentioned Borderlands, and even Titanfall. Because of the things you get in.
The mech setup is pretty much similar to the mech setup the Javelin setup is similar to the mech setup in Titanfall.
I did quite like the. Sorry.
So apparently there's supposed to be some Titanfall news on Monday, so I'll be keeping my ears out for that. They reckon they're going to announce Titanfall 3.
Oh well, I thought Titanfall 2. I've got Titanfall 2, and I thought they were going to bring out 3. DLCs and stuff for that, and expansions and stuff, weren't they? For Titanfall?
I think EA put a kibosh on it. I'm afraid.
Probably they went. Oh yeah, that's
can't give it away free.
My God, what? Do something for the players? Fuck you! Money. Anyway,
£20 a level.
Yeah, £20 a level. What I'm hoping happens is in what they put into the final game is that when you in your Javelin, when you're running and you push down on the stick, on the left stick, you start to sprint. I'm hoping they allow you to sprint when you're in the towns, because otherwise that could become very tiresome very quickly. It's one of my bugbears in any game.
Not the biggest problem of that game.
I'm afraid for me it's what we spoke about with the broken thing. Then it's the not being able to run. I hate not being able to run in games.
It's
for literally one of my bugbears with games. Not being able, as long as the core mechanics are working. If I'm in a town and I've got to go from here to there, let me run.
Just on another note, if you go for immersion's sake, and you're running around the town like a fucking lunatic from one place to the other, does kind of break immersion there.
Well, then you just don't do it, do you? You give a choice. You run or don't run. A lot of people might walk, but give me the choice to push the sprint button like I would in the Javelin to run, and I'll use it, and I will have that permanently on. Whereas other people won't use it. I'd like the option. It's not difficult, surely. But I'm just saying it's one of my bugbears in games. If I'm to walk from one place to another place and it forces you to go a certain speed, it annoys me.
Okay. All right. So Anthem's coming out in 2 weeks' time. I think I will probably wait until it drops to about 20 quid and buy it then. And I imagine that'll probably be a bit more enjoyable then.
Yeah, I think a little bit down the line. When it first comes, I'm not sure how much it is when it's coming out.
About 50. It'll be about
It's
50.
probably, isn't it?
52.
And then they'll do
It's
a special
52.
edition
52,
because it's EA.
99. Oh God! They apparently put out a tweet showing you how to play the game, and it had so many fucking nonsense bits in it. It was just like, oh Christ Almighty! A lot of people complained about that. It's almost as bad as a Ubisoft launch with fucking limited editions. It's not very limited edition if you've got like 5 different versions of it. It should be a limited edition for the PlayStation, the Xbox One, and the PC. Yeah, and you get something different because it's on those platforms.
50 quid at the moment on Amazon. I've no idea. Oh, there's 2. You got Legion of Dawn limited edition on the PS4. I'm looking anyway. That gives you 4 legendary armor packs. Oh. Ranger Javelin gear attachment and Anthem digital soundtrack. Why are you giving away gear attachments and legendary armor packs as a day one thing? It's you pay extra, you get a kickstart in the. Why not have it as an unlock? That's an extra 20 quid. Why not unlock it through the normal thing of the game? It really bugs me, this generation of game where they choose to monetize extra bit. You can have this little bit extra if you pay more. It's like, don't just fucking give me a game and let me work my way through it and unlock things as I go. What's wrong with that? You might sell more.
The annoying thing is that they had every unlock down as 25 coins, which I thought was perfect. Yeah, 25 coins for an unlock. You buy so many coins. That would be the cheekiest way of doing monetization. But the rumours are that where we would have paid 25 coins on that for certain bits, there'd be like 500 or 2,000. And
what?
And 5,000, 5,000, no, 500 is equal to $5. So, because I think BioWare purposefully leaked what EA were planning so they could get some backlash so they could remove it. So
they had a case.
Yeah, so they could tone it down.
They had a case to say, please don't ruin us like you've ruined other fucking studios, buddy.
I think BioWare won't be here at the end of the year. So, sorry to say.
Yeah.
I want another Mass Effect game. I didn't mind. Everyone shat on Andromeda. I didn't think it was as bad as people made out.
Oh, I didn't think it was too bad. I didn't finish it, obviously, but I got reasonably far in it and I enjoyed what I'd played.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about The Punisher. Because it's time for some punishment night, Keith.
I haven't seen it yet.
In this.
You haven't seen it?
No. Bastard.
Absolute bastard. I've watched the first 4 episodes of The Punisher. And I'm a little disappointed.
Really?
It feels incredibly stretched out.
Yeah, but this is a problem with these Marvel series at the moment.
The problem. I think the problem is they haven't got enough content to fill 12 episodes. No. That's my first problem. They pretty much did. The Punisher does Assault on Precinct 13 for one of the episodes, which I really enjoyed. The action sequences are fabulous. There's one where he's having a fight in a bar right at the beginning in the first episode, and he's just fucking the way he nails people. It's like these people pull out a set of knives, so he pulls his belt off and wraps it around his arm, and it's like, well, if you're going to strike me, you're going to strike me on my fucking leather belt, so you can't hurt me. And he goes and he just fucking annihilates everyone. It's amazing. He annihilates everyone, and he rescues this girl who's ungrateful and irritating. And because she's ungrateful, he literally saved her life 3 times. Very directly. He murdered about fucking 14 people to save your life. Yeah. He's now keeping you safe, and you're being rude to him. Yeah. If Frank Castle rescues you, you say, yes, sir, no, sir.
How many bags full, sir?
Yeah, because he's a pretty good guy, and things make sense, especially with the action scenes and stuff. You've got Annette O'Toole, who played Clark Kent's mum in Smallville. Smallville. She's in it as an evil senator, because that's the way it works. And you've got this guy he's like a preacher fella, who looks like he was part of like neo-Nazis and whatnot. And he's one of the bad guys who's after the girl. And then you've got Billy Russo, and Billy Russo is not Jigsaw. I know that they were trying to do with him, and it didn't. That doesn't work. I get it. What you tried to do, you aimed, you missed, you fucked it. All right, that's the honest truth. Because Billy Russo is probably closer to Bullseye from Daredevil, and there's a few bits where Billy Russo, who's the bad guy, comes across as more sympathetic and more of a honest human being than he should do. And there's a bit where you've got this guy who's a vet, and he is living in his car, and they're about to tow his car. So naturally, he turns around and goes, right, let's get the fucking car back. So they chase the car around the corner, and then they kind of like ambush the vehicle and get the guy out. And then Billy Russo loses it. Yeah. So instead of just punching him, knocking him out, popping him back in the thing, which would have been the better thing, they kind of have it so he loses it. So he could be a bit of a bad guy. It also features what's the sister from Supergirls? What's Kara's sister in Supergirl?
Something. Oh, yeah. Alex Danvers.
Alex Danvers, yeah. Her lesbian lover is in this, and she's got a character, and she looks quite happy that she's got a character who's what do you call it? Whose character is based around something she does and something interesting rather than her sexuality. And she actually looks like she's enjoying the role, because she plays Jigsaw's psychiatrist, who thinks that she can rehabilitate him. She's very misguided because the guy's clearly fucked in the head and in the face. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed that they didn't completely fucking mangle his face. Frank Castle's all right, but as I said, it's slow in places, and I don't think they had enough content to make it work. What they should do is they should have had Daredevil or Jessica Jones or Luke Cage or even fucking Danny Rand in the episode to try and make it a bit more interesting, because you would have appreciated that just from that kind of perspective, because it hasn't got Microchip in it. He's not in the entire thing, so there's none of that. He does have the Punisher van, which was something me and my brothers were always, where's the van? He always, in the comics, he always had a van full of guns. He's got a van. It's not full of guns, though, which is really annoying, because I was expecting him to get attacked, phone his mate up and go, yeah, can you help me out? And then him just to stock the car up with just tons of fucking guns. But that doesn't happen. It's okay. I can put it down. Unlike Daredevil, which I enjoyed the shit out of, and their psychologically damaged character in the shape of Bullseye, and Wilson Fisk's fucking mega plotting, it hasn't got that. The bad guy kind of lets it down. I know what they were trying. I appreciate the fact that they were trying something different. Doesn't work, I'm afraid. So, you know.
Okay. Not as good as the first series.
No, not as good as the first series. The first series was stretched a little bit. He could have chopped out 2 episodes from the whole thing, and it would have been fine. But it was overall. So yeah, it's not as good as we'd like. So I can't see any twists or turns in it. Yeah, I'll watch some more of it and report back to you. It might have a really good ending. It may be a slow starter, big ender. I think actually saying that the Punisher first series was a slow starter, big ender. So it might be the case that that's how it works. But the bad guy in it, I get what they're trying to do with the bad guy, but he's not enough of a bad guy. It would have been better if they would have had the Daredevil season 3 and Punisher season 2 running side by side, and they were fighting Fisk together. That would have been fucking just the sweetest thing ever, because you could imagine him going after him, you know, guns blazing and whatnot. But I don't. That's one thing I think the DC CW TV shows understand, is that we do want to see our guys team up, and we don't want to wait fucking like 3 years to watch them team up, or wait until they get fucking cancelled.
I mean,
because
you mentioned the DC shows. I'm not enjoying Arrow anymore.
This is something that someone I was watching a guy on YouTube, and he turns around and goes, he stopped watching all the DC shows with the exception of The Flash, and the reason he did it is because they started focusing more on characters' sexuality rather than characters. Yeah, and it's like I enjoy Legends of Tomorrow. But when he pointed this out, I could see what they did because they made Constantine gay. Yeah? And I mean like turbo gay. All right?
No, but wasn't Constantine gay pansexual in the comics? This is something I thought about, and
I'm sure that Constantine avoided relationships after he had his major accident. He didn't want to get attached to anyone. And the closest he got attached to anyone in the comics was Satana or whatever, the other magician lady wears a top hat and fishnet stockings. Yeah, and I'm sure that's as close to a relationship as he got with anyone. But my comic book stuff comes from 90s and 80s, so it's probably massively out of fucking date. But it just made it very like he's gay all of a sudden. Was that necessary? And it's weird because it's like if you watched Black Sails, yeah, the Captain Flynn in Black Sails, yeah, he had something. There was something off about him in comparison to the other pirates, yeah. He had a lady friend that was living on like the internal of this island, yeah, but he wasn't shagging her, yeah, and everyone's like kind of, oh, Captain shagging some bird on the on the inside island. Let's go and visit her. So they go and visit her, and then they look, and it's like clearly he's not shagging her. What's not right here? And then it gets to the end, and you find out why he was kicked out of the Royal Navy because he was gay. Yeah, and he was gay with what was it? I can't remember his name. Toby Stephens and Rupert Penry Jones, and they had like a scene where they're kissing, and it was like smashing two fucking dead trouts together because there was no fucking passion or fucking truth in the entire thing.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like with Constantine and this guy. They were just like smashing two trouts together because there was like no chemistry.
Talking your sexuality and stuff. That kiss between Spock's mum and Mikey Burnham, that went on a little bit too long and on to be mother daughter.
I don't know. I think I turned my head away to do something while that happened. So I'll
go watch that again. It's a bit wrong. It really is a bit wrong.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. If you want to watch Star Trek Discovery, some lesbo action.
I don't know if I'm even bothered. I still haven't bothered.
Actually, saying that, I think you should pick an episode of Star Trek Discovery randomly and just tell us. Just tell us what you think, because you'd be like, going, it doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. I've got this guy and he's doing this thing with this thing, and there's mushrooms. Apparently, their engines are powered by fucking mushrooms, which makes no fucking sense. And it's like kind of, oh no, because they're quantum entangled. No, the whole universe is quantum entangled. Yeah, if you know anything about quantum entanglement, it happened during the Big Bang, so everything is technically linked to everything else. They covered it really well in an episode of Red Dwarf. I have,
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. I'd have to pull myself together to try and watch one.
Just do it once. I think we should do is you should stream yourself, do it watching an episode and just see. And it's like how long can I last before I go, this is bullshit.
I don't know. I was already pissed off watching that first episode with you when she was drawing out in the sand. Well, not drawing out.
He's never gone over that.
Yeah, and she made the fucking symbol, which apparently was big enough to see from space for what's his face to find them and then beam them up. Scotty.
Yeah. Scotty. Which they shouldn't have done because that breaks the Prime Directive. Duh. They did that in the fucking second of the J.J. Abrams movies.
Mhm.
Abrams movies, sorry.
Does it? I don't have a clue.
See, I think the right. Just go to Discovery. And this is the problem.
I'm sorry, but if the Great Wall of China can't, and I mean can't as a fact, be seen from space, then her drawing a little bit on the floor in sand can't be seen from space. Because she would need to walk hundreds of miles to make it big enough and fill it in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that just pissed me off right at the start. And that's right at the very start in the first episode.
Do you know what? I've got a better idea, yeah? I want to edit that, but I want in the sand her to write, Saru, you cunt, pick me up.
Yeah.
Because that would be much better. She finishes walking, and it's like, what have you done? And it zooms out, and it says that. But a cloud drifts across the word.
Why? For the life of me, I don't know why, in the sand, she didn't draw a fucking penis.
That would have been funny.
That's what everyone does, cock and balls. If you've seen anything where people are walking around and it's really close and they zoom out and they go, I've drawn a fucking cock and balls. Why couldn't she have done that?
Do you know what the funny thing is? You've got that Strava thing, haven't you, where people do runs and they run in rude shapes.
They do. I've seen people, well, not just rude shapes, they do run and they track their route as they're running. And some people have made some pretty decent pictures of cats or a unicorn.
Didn't a US air pilot get done last year for drawing a fucking cock in the sky? You looked this up. He did. He got disciplined.
It was a fighter pilot. It was a fighter pilot.
And he did like afterburn or whatever it is, and he drew a basic fucking cock and balls. You're right.
No,
you're right. You know, everybody does it. It's a cock and balls. Yeah.
So burn and miss a trick.
That's. I think I would have preferred that. That would have been a much better opening if she just drawn a massive dick. So
or
you got
even
my
just a pair of
message,
boobs,
Saru.
I don't know.
Or boobs, yeah.
Was it you that sent me
Whatever's
that US storm? The storm in the Midwest of the States looks like a pair of boobs moving across the States.
Yes, that was me.
Yeah, I thought that was you.
because I've given up on social media, I've started using a thing called Imager, and they've got some great bits on it because it's literally what you post, but more curated and filed much better, so you can find funny things, which put a smile on my face. All right,
Imager.
we could go. Imager,
Was that Imager?
yeah.
We should briefly mention that no longer backflip.
Oh yeah. Batman gone.
What?
Do you know what I would really like to see him do? I'd love to see them try and persuade Keaton to come back and do like do that like Batman Beyond thing,
Like an old
that
yeah, that would be
so
good.
fucking good. Because Keaton is still a brilliant Batman.
But isn't Keaton like 5'9", where Batman's like 6'4"?
Yeah, but he's arguably
Platforms,
responsible for modern Batman. I mean, you know, the comics, him and what's his face, that film just changed everything. It would be so cool. But I know what's going to happen. We're going to get another young Batman. Martha and Martha and Thomas Wayne are going to get killed again. How many fucking times have those poor people been killed on screen? I mean, seriously, we don't need another fucking Batman.
Them and Uncle Ben.
Ben. Yeah.
The problem with Uncle Ben is I can't see the same guy that I see on the rice packets. Yes, Uncle Ben.
But yes, Ben Affleck has pulled out. It's a shame because actually I thought he was quite a good Batman, and he was quite a good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but I think Ben Affleck is how can I put it? He's kind of losing it at the moment.
Currently in rehab.
Sorry?
Isn't he in rehab,
Yes.
or is he? Yeah.
That might be the only reason why he's pulled out.
Yeah.
Well, that and the fact that, you know, the DC connected universe really is no more, with the exception of Wonder Woman and fucking Aquaman.
Yeah.
Justice League, didn't they?
But
No.
yeah, but we're talking about sensible ones. I think that DC should stick to doing single guys because I think Shazam looks like I want to watch it. And whatever they're doing, it's annoying because they reckon that the guys who sorted it out are fucked off, and they put another person in place. So where they had a load of people to try and repair all of this. Oh god, yeah. Oh, it's annoying because, as I said before, I did like Aquaman. It was just nice, simple, dumb fun, and I think Shazam's going to look like dumb fun too. And I miss the time of the action films that were dumb fun. I think I blame Chris Nolan for that. And on the I blame Chris Nolan for that, I think we'll end the podcast.
Fair enough.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you in the next podcast.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for downloading the Monkey Nut Punch podcast. You can follow us on Twitter @Monkey Nut Punch. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Monkey Nut Punch.